like you. Be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one.
No one was truly prepared for what surfaced this week. An internal production source finally broke the silence, confirming the existence of numerous scenes deliberately kept out of the public eye from Jimin and Jungkook's highly anticipated travel show, a project that has captured global attention from the moment it was announced. Although the official broadcast already appears warm, candid, and filled with the natural chemistry that fans adore between the two BTS members, what the world saw is apparently only a fraction of what actually unfolded during filming. Behind the cameras, every step, every laugh, and every quiet conversation carried stories far deeper, more emotional, and more genuine than the edited footage revealed. Rumors about deleted scenes had circulated for months, but only now has the truth exploded into a full-blown phenomenon. Fans who have long paid attention to the smallest details of Jimin and Jungkook's interactions noticed several unusual cuts, transitions that felt abrupt, as if something meaningful had been intentionally removed. When the internal source confirmed that many of the most heartfelt and spontaneous moments never made it to the final edit, the entire fandom was swept by a tidal wave of curiosity and shock. One of the most discussed deleted scenes was from the pair's first night of the trip. In the broadcast version, viewers only saw a short, simple conversation about the weather and their plans for the next day. But according to someone present on site, the real conversation was much longer and profoundly intimate. They talked about what it felt like to finally rest after years of non-stop work, about the fears that surfaced when they were away from the stage, and about the strange comfort that settled between them when it was just the two of them in the same quiet space. Jungkook reportedly joked that Jimin was the only person who can make a vacation feel like home, and Jimin responded with a soft smile, gently patting Jungkook's shoulder, a moment so tender that even the staff witnessing it felt deeply moved. Another completely removed moment was the breakfast scene. The official cut showed them eating quickly with minimal conversation. But the unedited version revealed a much more playful side. Jimin, still half asleep, borrowed Jungkook's hoodie because the morning air was too cold. Jungkook handed it over without hesitation, teasing him, "Just take it. You're always cold." Cameras captured Jimin hugging the oversized hoodie like a small blanket, while Jungkook watched him with an expression that was difficult to describe, part amusement, part concern, and part familiarity of someone who pays close attention to what the other needs. The scene was removed for being too personal, yet that intimacy is precisely what would have shown viewers the depth of their bond. There were other moments that felt like scenes from an unreleased movie. While walking through a small countryside road, the staff filmed an unscripted moment when the two suddenly stopped because they heard a tiny bell ringing from an old shop nearby. Jimin walked in, fascinated by the handmade crafts displayed by the window, and held up a small moon-shaped keychain. Jungkook looked at him and said, "It suits you." Jimin raised an eyebrow, laughing, and replied, "Then you should take the sun one." Jungkook tried to refuse at first, but eventually picked it up too. This simple exchange, light, natural, and full of unspoken warmth, was removed entirely in the final broadcast. But what shocked the public most was the emotional moment recorded at the end of their journey. Viewers saw a short, polished farewell message, but staff insiders revealed that there was another version, one that was far more raw and heartfelt. Jimin reportedly struggled to hold back tears as he spoke about how the trip made him realize how much he missed spending time together. Jungkook reached over, placing a comforting hand on his shoulder, saying he felt the same, that time moved too quickly whenever they were together. Even after the cameras were turned off, the two stayed seated side by side in silence, as though neither wanted the journey to end. This moment was never aired to protect their emotional privacy, but the leaked description alone was enough to leave fans stunned. Behind the scenes, the duo was also heavily involved in production. Jungkook frequently assisted the crew with handheld cameras and even suggested several angles he believed would look more natural. Jimin, meanwhile, repeatedly checked on the staff, making sure everyone had eaten and offering to help carry lighter equipment. Crew members described them as hardworking, humble, and genuinely caring individuals who created a warm atmosphere on set, turning the entire filming process into something that felt less like work and more like a family trip. In another off-camera moment, Jungkook filmed Jimin struggling to zip his suitcase, laughing as he said, "Why do you always pack too much?" Jimin immediately tapped his arm and snapped back, "It's mostly your stuff too." The snippet never made it into the broadcast, but when fragments leaked online, fans couldn't stop replaying it for days. Even though not all these hidden moments will ever be released officially, they have transformed the way viewers see the show. It wasn't just two global superstars taking a peaceful vacation. It was a window into a relationship built on trust, years of shared challenges, and an emotional closeness that cannot be scripted. They rely on each other, pay attention to each other, and complement one another in ways only people who have walked through life side by side truly can. Ultimately, the question, "Are you sure?" which became the title of this report, now carries a new meaning. It is no longer just about confirming the existence of deleted scenes, but about whether the world is truly ready to see the full depth of their bond. Fans may continue to hope for a director's cut someday, but for many, simply knowing these moments happened is enough. Jimin and Jungkook's journey is no longer just a travel show. It has become a story living between the frames, a deeper, softer, more honest version of their connection that exists beyond cameras and scripts. And even if many scenes were deleted, the emotional echoes remain. Not only in the footage that will never be released, but in the hearts of millions who have watched their relationship grow over the years. If these were the moments hidden from the world, one can only imagine how meaningful the entire journey must have been for the two of them. A memory not just recorded, but felt. A story not fully shown, but never forgotten. In the end, the true magic of Jimin and Jungkook's travel show isn't found in the polished moments that made it to air, but in the raw, unfiltered pieces that never did. Those quiet conversations, stolen glances, playful arguments, and soft silences became the hidden heart of their journey, proof that some connections don't need loud declarations to be felt. They simply exist, steady and undeniable, beneath every frame. Perhaps the world will never see the full footage, and maybe that's exactly how it was meant to be. Some memories live brighter when kept close. Some stories don't need to be broadcast to be real. What matters is that these moments existed, shared by two people who have grown together, supported each other, and found comfort in ways only they can understand. And even if countless scenes were left on the cutting room floor, their presence lingers, like echoes of laughter carried by the wind, like warmth that refuses to fade. For fans, for the staff who witnessed it, and for Jimin and Jungkook themselves, this journey remains more than a show. It is a reminder that behind the spotlight, behind the fame, behind the endless expectations, there is a bond that continues to deepen, quietly and beautifully, in all the moments the world will never see.